Adamant's influence continues, your worship. I submit Lord Livius Erimond of Virantium, who remains loyal to Corypheus.
Oh, this
We
asshole.
found him alive, offering extreme resistance. Likely because the Order will ask for his head. In more colorful terms. To say nothing of justice you might personally require for what was suffered in the Fade.
Many places felt the pain of adamant. You will answer for a great deal.
I recognize none of this proceeding. You have no authority to judge me.
On the contrary, many officials have communicated that they will defer to the Inquisitor on this matter.
Because they fear. Not just Corypheus, but Teventa, rightful ruler of every piece of ground you trod in your pathetic life. I serve the living God. Bring down your blades and free me from the physical. Glory awaits me.
I think just for that, we should keep him alive.
Oh,
Or do you want to kill him?
usually the best justice is to not overstep your bounds and actually, give him to the wardens.
Mm-hmm.
Although willing, there is a group you have wronged more than any. Lord Livius Erimond of Virantium. The Wardens can have you. Let them take your head if they want it.
Their petty justice or yours, it matters not. Truth lies in the next world.
Something tells me you're gonna get totally, wrecked in the next
Something
world.
tells me you're going to be, hanging from the ceiling by your ankles for a long time before anybody gives you that justice.
Oh, shit.
What?
More justice! Bam!
More justice!
Another of the lingering pains of adamant, your worship. Sir Ruth is a senior warden of the Order. She was one of the many who slit the throat of another to bind a demon. She does not contest this. In fact, she surrendered to us. She requests no mercy. She wants the public justice of the headman's axe.
You're very serious about this. Is more death the answer?
There is no excuse for my actions. I murdered another of the Order. That blood marks me more than the Blight ever could.
Accepting their actions while thralls of Corypheus, many treaties allow wardens any extreme if it opposes the Blight.
I can't do it. I can't use the greater good to justify my crimes, as if it would create a future I could be a part of. It is wrong that this broke me. I've done worse with full sanction. I can do nothing except be an example of the cost.
This sucks.
What do you say? Because the Deep Roads is usually the death for wardens. It's an honorable death,
Yeah, maybe that's where we should send her?
but also you don't have the jurisdiction. Well, you shouldn't have the jurisdiction. You do, but a lot of people might think that you shouldn't. And then public humiliation is what you wanted, and just jailer seems like a waste of resources. So
Yeah.
what do you think?
Let's give her to the wardens.
We doubt when we're safe, when blight is not at our throat. I can't judge a warden, Sir Ruth. No one has that right.
You have more faith in the Order than we ourselves have.
Oh, so we let her go?
No, she goes back to the wardens.
Oh, okay. In the corner there, I thought it said, send scouts to investigate possible mullet locations. Because we've seen so many mullets, I was just like, oh, yeah.
Get rid of the mullet threat.
Yep. Mullets are a threat to our kingdom.
I knew Stroud, not well. He led the wardens near Kirkwall. Not many people knew who he was, but the man was a hero when it mattered. He wasn't the first good man to fall to Corypheus. He won't be the last. This story's no good for heroes.
You must be glad that Hawk made it back in one piece.
Yeah, closest thing I've ever seen to a miracle there. Hawk asked me to tell everyone back in Kirkwall where she's going. Fenris needs to know. Maker, I'm glad I won't be doing this in person. I had better write some letters. Excuse me.
Fenris and his crazy ass. There's no way I'm telling him in person. Hawk's putting herself in more danger. Aren't you glad?
He'll lose his mind.
Yeah. Fighting a losing battle?
Battling the demons of paperwork. That's a fight nobody walks away from clean.
You have no idea the number of times I've almost been killed by bills of lading. I've been meaning to come talk to you anyhow. I never officially joined the Inquisition. I don't know how to do this, disciplehood thing. I'm a businessman. Never really followed a chosen one before.
Just be my friend.
Yeah.
I don't need a disciple. I need a friend.
If you knew how intimidating you are, you wouldn't make it sound so simple. You just don't know what you are to the people out there. The Herald of Andraste is a symbol bigger than any of us.
There's no way I can be bigger than myself, Varric.
Sure you can. You don't see yourself like they do. The sky tears open, demons everywhere. To ordinary folks, these are the end times. The only hope they have is you. Maybe you don't think that's a sign of some higher power looking out for the world, but they do. You heard the crowd singing after Haven was attacked?
Please don't sing.
Please don't tell me you're going to burst into song now.
Don't worry, I'm not that cruel. I should probably get back to work. Unless, you up for a game of Wicked Grace? Sorry, I really need to write some letters. Another time, all right?
Fuck off, I'm busy!
Oh, that means leave and then come back later, and then I'll have a cutscene for you.
What about Vivienne?
I'm about to go over there. God, Stacy! Leave me alone!
Ah! I read minds!
You walked physically through the Fade. Please tell me what you remember.
I've heard stories about the dangers of the Fade, but I've never actually seen them before.
No one else has physically entered the Fade since the Magisters assaulted the Golden City. Oh, I'm positively envious right now.
I'd like to know more about you, Madame Vivienne.
Whatever would you like to know?
Your accent's not Orlesian. Where exactly are you from?
I am from the Circle, my dear. One's country of origin rarely matters there. But if you must know, I was born in Wycombe in the Free Marches. I was sent to the Ostwick Circle, but I transferred to Monsignor while still an apprentice.
I'm curious how a Circle mage winds up a courtier.
Nobody winds up at court, my dear. It takes a great deal of effort to arrive there. I caught the eye of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine, an advantageous connection that opened many doors. When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
You're married to the Duke de Ghislaine?
Of course not, my dear. Don't be ridiculous. Marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
Oh.
So you're a bad bitch.
And what does the Duchess de Ghislaine think of this arrangement?
We got along quite well. Duchess Nicoline and I used to host musical salons together. She was a great patron of the arts. She passed away from a fever a few years ago, the poor dear.
What duties does a court enchanter have?
I am tasked with providing assistance to the Empress on arcane matters. Most of my predecessors restricted this to lighting lamps and doing parlor tricks. In such troubled times as these, however, I provide political advice to Her Majesty on the subject of the Mage Rebellion.
They use the same motions and, like, stuff as they do for other BioWare games. So sometimes little, like, hand gestures they do will remind me of other characters from BioWare.
Do you think that you and I might someday...
You and I? Don't be absurd, my dear.
Go away! Ah! You're so emotional. No, I'm not!
Stop it! Let's go talk to Fancy Pants and see if she's still mad at us.
Any news on the House of Repose, Inquisitor?
What's the next favor we need to get these Duparacats a lordship?
We must persuade Minister Belize to ratify the papers. She's in charge of these matters of rank. The minister will be at a small fete thrown by the Marquis Whistle.
Oh, I should have that
I'll
by
get
now.
you the
We can go. We'll have an invitation by now.
Yes.
Oh, we just gotta go to the party. Yeah! Party time!
Let's put on our party pants. Party pants. Party pants.
Take off your prissy pants and put on your party pants. It's time to party.
Yeah.
It is a Releasian dress. It's a party pants. Let's go. Party!
Party pants.
Oh, well,
Whoa.
you know what? I gotta pick her now.
Oh my gosh.
We know what's happening.
She's getting very sassy.
And, see how everybody's character portrait changes as they're, like,
Going through emotions.
going through shit? So, yeah.
Aw.
You're still upset? Oh.
I wonder if this will be like a Mass Effect party where it's like you go to the bar and just keep ordering drinks until you pass out and wind up in the bathroom.
That's what happens at every Mass Effect party. More! 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 I got poisoned. Yeah! Good, great buzz.
Thank you for seeing me in private, Minister Belize.
I chastise you for taking me from the party, Inquisitor, but the Marquis throws such dull affairs. It's hardly worth it. I assume you wish to discuss your petition to elevate these Duparacats to a minor lordship. Tell me, why should I allow you to pollute the Orlesian nobility any further than it's already been muddled?
They were noble.
Yeah.
The Duparacats used to be noble. You'd be restoring an old house of Orlais.
Restoring it far too late. What are the Duparacats now? Traders? Farmers? Really, it is too much. The very thought causes me pain. What can you possibly provide that will make your petition worth my effort?
Valuable information? I don't know.
Information. Unless you believe your sources better than agents of the Inquisition.
Normally, I wouldn't trust your discretion. But the left hand of the Divine is working for you, is she not? Sister Leliana is a resourceful woman. I could certainly make use of her talents. Very well, Inquisitor. Should you fulfill this bargain, I shall raise the Duparacats into lordship.
Their clothes are so stuffy.
Out of control.
Yeah.
But that's what, like, nobility in the past used to do. They used to wear clothes that were so ridiculous because it was supposed to be a sign of wealth. Like, I'm so wealthy, I can wear this and not move.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm so uncomfortable and wealthy. Like,
Well, that's kind of
okay.
like how they used to bind people's feet.
Well, that was a little bit more...
Because they didn't have to walk.
Well, that was a little bit more, crippling women so they can't run away kind of thing.
Mm.
It was a very... I mean, on one side, like, oh, I'm so rich, I don't need feet. But on the other side, it was like, they're so crippled, it's hot.
Ugh.
That was more the idea than anything, having tiny little lotus feet. So, yeah.
It's disgusting.
Otherwise, the men would have done it too.
True.
Would you have guessed such a pairing?
I appreciate the warning, but you shouldn't have come yourself. What if the guild found out, or what's his name?
Are you worrying for me or for yourself?
A little of column A, a little of column B. I am the expendable one, after all.
Oh, don't worry, I'll protect you. We'll just have to... Well, this is a surprise. You're the Inquisitor, right? Bianca Davry, at your service.
She has the same
Oh.
voice as the main protagonist, the female protagonist from Saints Row 4.
Yes. Took me a second. I had to recall the voice. Bianca like the crossbow?
Your name is Bianca.
It's a common name. Half the girls in the Merchants Guild are named Bianca. The other half are named Helga. I lucked out.
I take it you're a friend of Varric's.
Who isn't a friend of Varric's? You have met him before, right?
Any friend of Varric's is welcome here.
Be careful saying things like that. Some of his friends you don't want to meet. Oh, maybe you do. Who am I to judge?
Bianca's got a lead on where Corypheus got his red lyrium.
The site of Bartran's Folly, the tag Varric found, has been leaked. There's a Deep Roads entrance crawling with strange humans carting out red lyrium by the handful.
How do we know they're not using multiple entrances to get to the Tig?
Navigating the Deep Roads isn't like the surface. There's no accurate maps of the whole system, and there are cave-ins, darkspawn, lava floods. If you find a route that gets where you're going, you don't deviate. Trying to find another way could be deadly.
Who could have given away the Tig's location?
There were a few people who knew. Hirelings from the expedition, a couple of close friends.
How they found out isn't important. What matters is we know where they are now.
If it's such a secret, how do you know about it, Bianca?
I told her. Right after the expedition, I wrote and told Bianca what we found. I had artifacts that needed buyers, and she had more contacts that would pay for them. Plus, I owed her.
You can get there from Orlais. It's a long way to the Free Marches.
The deep roads are all connected. Or they used to be. Collapses and such. Some of them on purpose.
They really are roads. They spanned the Dwarven Empire, went to every corner of the continent, maybe further. In theory, you can get to any Tig using the deep roads, but in practice, there's a reason nobody uses them anymore.
Should shut this down. Shut this shit down.
We need to deal with this. As long as he has this source, Corypheus is that much more powerful.
I couldn't agree more.
I'll keep an eye on their operation. If you're interested in shutting it down, you've got my help. Try not to leave me waiting too long, Varric. I've got my own work to do, you know.
Right. That's not going to be trouble at all. Let me know when you want to head to the entrance.
I received a letter from the House of Repose, Your Worship. They acknowledge their contract is null and void. There is no longer a price on my life.
Oh, it's so nice of them.
I'm glad you don't have to live your life looking over your shoulder anymore.
I regret we were forced to deal with them. That you were endangered by my part in the game. Did I ever mention I used to be a bard?
You were a singer?
Bards entertain the Orlesian court. They sing, play music, make charming conversation, and spy. Many young nobles put on a mask and practice playing the game in such a fashion.
What made you interested in becoming a bard?
I was attending a university in Valroyo when I learned about bards. There was such an air of romance about them. Stories of secrets, trysts, and fascinating people. A group of us, young gentry from Antiva, decided this exciting life was for us.
You seem a bit steady for such an outgoing lifestyle.
The life of an entertainer didn't suit me at all. During one particular intrigue, I encountered a bard sent to kill my patron. We fought. Or perhaps scrapped is the better word. Both of us terrified. We were at the top of a steep flight of stairs. The other bard threw a knife, and I pushed him away from me. You can imagine the result.
You were only defending yourself.
But it was such a waste, Inquisitor. When I took off his mask, I knew him. We'd attended parties together. If I'd stopped to reason, if I'd used my voice instead of scuffling like a common thug, I'll always
What are you
wonder
calling
who
me?
that young man would have grown into.
From bard to diplomat is quite a change in direction.
I was headed down that path for some time already. That night merely crystallized it. In all the commotion... forgive me, I don't believe I ever thanked you for helping me with this.
You saved your family?
Hold on to it. Don't lose sight of why you came here.
I will never forget you helped save the House of Montilyet, Inquisitor. And should you ever visit Antiva, stories of the welcome we'll give you will be told for years.
Finally. I started to think you weren't coming.
Nobody said you had to hang out in the creepy cave while you waited.
Well, I did wait, so let's make this quick. These idiots are carrying the red lyrium out in unprotected containers. We don't want to stick around long enough for it to start talking to us.
Why would the containers need to be protected?
Lyrium is incredibly dangerous in its raw form. It can poison or kill dwarves, and we're resistant to it. Sometimes it just explodes. No warning.
Basically, only crazy people mine lyrium.
The mining cast doesn't just sling it into a bucket. It's carried in special containers that keep it under control. And that's normal lyrium. The red stuff is worse. I wouldn't be surprised if most of their miners die just digging it up.
You seem to know more about the effects of red lyrium than most.
Varric told me plenty about what it did to him. And his brother.
How did you find this operation in the first place? There must be hundreds of Deep Roads entrances.
I've used this entrance in the past. Varric's not the only surface dwarf to explore the Deep Roads. Oh, I've got to admit, I was pretty surprised when I came here and found it full of humans.
If you're coming with us, I hope you can handle a fight.
No, I thought I'd cower helplessly while you do all the work.
She's a decent shot.
Decent?
You want me to admit you're better than me in front of the Inquisitor?
Let's not waste any more time, shall we?
Let's do this!
So this is what you do now?
Beg pardon?
Skulking around in caves, shooting guys? Is this your day-to-day?
I usually try to avoid the caves.
You had me worried, you know.
What did I do now?
That letter you sent me about the red lyrium was the first I'd heard from you since the Chantry explosion.
Had it been that long?
Seriously, if you died in that mess, I'd have come back to Kirkwall and dug you up just to kick your ass.
What would you do if I'd been cremated?
Kick your ashes, of course.
What?
I built these doors. They probably shut this one from the other side when they heard the ruckus we were making. Ta-da!
You've been here often enough to renovate the cave.
You already know I've used this entrance in the past. I don't know if Varric's told you, but the Merchants Guild is cutthroat. Literally. I built the doors to keep rivals from following me down here and arranging accidents.
I guess it's a good thing you came along then.
I get that a lot. After you.
Bye! Oops.
We're cool.
It's all good.
Yeah, we got this. Oh, there's lyrium everywhere.
Yeah, let's
How
get
is
some.
what's
I
his
mean,
name?
wait, what?
Bogdan? He's in Navarra right now, selling my machine to wealthy landowners.
I heard some of the guild were trying to get you named a paragon for that contraption.
That's not gonna happen, even if I am 10 times the Smith Bronca ever was. A surfacer paragon? Never.
For some reason, they have a huge, they're very against
Surface dwarves?
surface dwarves.
Yeah.
I can't remember why. I don't think there ever really was a reason, so...
Well, I remember some of the the dwarves, like, when they would go up to the surface, they talk about how they felt like they were going to fall into the sky.
Doesn't the guy from Lord of the Rings say that too? What's his name?
Gimli?
You know, on my ox, he says that too, but like, yeah, they're like, hey, how do you like not fall into the sky?
It's like, I don't know, gravity?
Or something like that, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know, actually. What's this stopping us? Ah!
Here we go!
Only our thoughts! I'm just gonna use this because it's fun.
Kablam.
You know, this is almost fun. Kinda like old times.
I don't recall us ever shooting people together.
Remember crashing Bartram's guild dinner? We might as well have shot him.
This isn't nearly as dangerous as pissing off my brother.
There you are. You won't be able to use this entrance again.
Bianca.
That's exactly like your key. How did they get a copy?
Well, funny story. When I got the location, I went and had a look for myself. And I found the red lyrium, and I studied it.
You know what it does to people.
I was doing you a favor. You want to know how this stuff works just as much as I do. I just wanted to figure it out.
And
Did you figure it out?
Actually, yes. I found out that red lyrium... It has the blight, Varric. Do you know what that means?
What? The two deadly things combined to form something super awful?
Lyrium
Exactly.
is alive, or something like it. Blight doesn't infect minerals, only animals. I couldn't get any further on my own, so I looked for a Grey Warden mage. Blight and magical expertise in one, right? And I found this guy, Larius. He seemed really interested in helping my research. So I gave him a key.
Larius? He was the Grey Warden we met in Corypheus's... Oh, shit. I knew something seemed off.
I didn't realize until you said you found red lyrium at Haven. I came here and, well, then I went to you.
Well, great, cool, thanks.
That name means something to you, Varric?
He was at the Grey Warden prison where we found Corypheus. And he definitely wasn't a mage before.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
You had to know we'd figure out what happened, Bianca. Why did you insist on coming with us?
Varric told me what people were doing with the red lyrium. I had to help make this right.
You couldn't have known what would happen.
Mafarath's balls, she couldn't. I told her exactly how bad this shit was. I told her to keep away from it.
I know I screwed up, but we did fix it. It's as right as I can make it.
This isn't one of your machines. You can't just replace a part and make everything right.
No, but I can try, can't I? Or am I supposed to wallow in my mistakes forever, kicking myself, telling stories of what I should have done?
Ha! As if I would tell stories about my own mistakes.
Get a room.
Oh, for pity's sake, would you two just get a room?
Sorry, Inquisitor. We've done all we can here. Bianca, you'd better get home before someone misses you.
Varric.
Don't worry about it.
Get him killed, and I'll feed you your own eyeballs, Inquisitor.
You almost got him killed. What are you talking about? Fucking fuck off.
What the fuck are you talking
Get
about?
out of my face. Get out of my face.
I'm glad to have answers, but... shit. The second she showed up here, I knew. I let this mess happen. I gave her the Tig. I am not good at dealing with shit like this.
I don't think anyone is equipped any better than you are.
No, the point is... I don't deal with things. If Cassandra hadn't dragged me here, I'd be in Kirkwall right now pretending none of this was happening.
You know that's not true. You've worked as hard as any of us to stop Corypheus.
Is that true? I don't even know anymore. Thank you for your help back there.
After all this, do you think you'll see Bianca again?
I always do. Looking for someone to talk your ear off? I think I can oblige.
What's in the special? Oh, okay.
I have no way out.
What can you tell me about this Corypheus?
I'm
Did we
not
already
exactly
ask
an
about this?
expert, but ask away and I'll answer what I can.
All right. I think that's enough about Corypheus.
No problem.
Our heroes.
Yeah.
Cutscene.
Again. Again. Come on! This is why the Qun doesn't like women fighting. I should have asked Cullen.
Oh, she's like, you motherfucker! You asked me to come hit you with a stick.
Good one.
Perhaps you can take over.
Qunari training exercise to master your fear. I heard about the nightmare at Adamant. Sounded
What is
big.
this? Oh, just should we?
Let's just hit him.
Can you explain why I'm supposed to hit you with this stick?
Probably, if I try. It'd involve a lot of Qunari words, though. Just hit me with the stick, all right? I need to get over this demon crap.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Greatly approved.
There we go. Oh, yeah. Damn demon. Who's stuck in the fade, huh?
That's right. Let it out.
You fought in that siege. Every demon at Adamant wanted to tear you in half.
I bet, you demon assholes. And who killed you? That's right. Iron fucking Bull.
Are you having an orgasm?
Seriously, right?
Thanks, boss.
No problem.
Anytime.
No, but seriously, if you need to hit me if you need me to hit you at any time,
I'm
you
good.
just let me know.
Good to go.
Yep.
I'm ready.
My body
Are
is
you
ready.
sure?
We all did.
What's going on with
True
you?
enough.
Man, those serving girls are frisky.
Oh, well.
Huh.
Okay.
Relatable.
Bye.
Nice talking with you, boss.
Commander Cullen did good work at Adamant. Breached those walls like he'd done it a dozen times. Nice job with the demons, by the way.
Can't wait for him to breach these walls.
We'll talk later.
Walls. This.
Dolls, walls,
Get in it.
balls,
Mine.
thralls. How's Sarah doing?
You happier with the champion off with the wardens?
I'll keep an eye out. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Love seeing you, yeah?
Okay, carry on.
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on. Yes.
Why won't you love me?
I propositioned you, you said maybe, and I was like, pfft.
I don't have time to wait for this shit.
I got other people ready to go, so see you later.
And all we had to do was ask Cullen a lot of really pointed questions about his sex life.
So have you had sex? Did you bring her to orgasm? What? No.
Did you sign a vow of abstinence?
I'm asking.
For a friend.
Yes?
Nothing right now. Perhaps in a bit.
Boom, boom.
Bum, bum.
Finally, a place for the horses. I forgot about the Ferelden horses.
What?
Huh?
Mind your animal, Inquisition. That breed is temperamental enough.
Heard anything worth noting?
Too busy to hear things, and that's how I like it.
How are the horses?
How are your charges? Well supplied?
Oversupplied.
Never thought a mountain pass could seem like luxury.
Are your wife and daughter doing well?
Elena's minding the farms. Sienna's still running her full races. Wouldn't be fair to drag them up here. I miss them. But someone has to save the world.
Farewell.
Make her be with you.
Inquisitor?
The Arcanist has arrived.
You should see for yourself.
Oh, so this guy's probably pretty normal.
Yeah. Some sort of face monster
He
here.
seems like a well-balanced individual. Yeah.
Hello there.
There you are.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure she...
Well, don't just stand there slack-jawed. Let's figure out what you need.
I'm pretty sure she's the, yeah, Dagna. I think she's from Dragon Age Origins. She's from a side quest where she... Maybe not. But I'm pretty sure she's from a side quest where she's, like, asked to join some stuff. I'm not sure.
You're the magical advisor?
Oh, you're her. The Inquisitor. I'm Dagna. Arcanist Dagna. It's an honor, your worship. Is that it? The hand anchor mark? It's pretty. Reach was pretty too, in a destroy everything sort of way.
Oh yeah, she is. I think she's from Dragon Age Origins. She's from a side quest where she's like, hey, can you go to the Circle Tower and ask them to like let me be a part of it and everything? And you can. There's several options that you can do, but I guess she ends up being some sort of magical person no matter what, even though dwarves can't practice magic.
I welcome you to the Inquisition and look forward to your contribution.
Me too. I've heard some impossible things. I love impossible things. Those are the best to make, well, possible. I've looked at Harriet's devices. The precision is fantastic, but typical. Mundane. Old thinking.
Is what now?
No disrespect meant to the classical trades, but you need a new perspective. I've made adjustments. As long as I keep making them, you can craft just about anything. Almost safely.
You seemed impressed by the anchor. What does it look like to you?
I heard what everyone says what you heard Coryphia say. That's a long chain of who said what's. To me, it says key. But keys do a lot of things. Open, lock, switch. Some open one thing, some open everything. It sounds like Coryphius made it to open. But it looks like you can use it to close. It may be that simple. It sure is pretty. Wish I could see through it.
Where does a dwarf go to study magical theory?
Get out. I asked myself that question for years. Turns out, not in Orzammar. I had to start at a circle. I had to fight to do it. Everyone said I couldn't. Everyone. I swept floors and libraries, traded runes for tomes. I met outsiders like me, new thinkers. If there's something to know about magic, I'll find it. There's no barriers to what magic can do, Inquisitor. No matter what they say.
Alright, good for you.
You were quick to join the Inquisition. Is there something you want?
How could I waste a chance to get close to you? And Coryphius? My goodness. And actual physical rifts in the Veil? Also, dwarves? We don't dream. So, when mages talk about it, I can only, well, dream what it would be like. So there's that, and all the things you'll probably find, and what I'll get to make. The rules are different here. Plus, you're paying me a lot. Like, wow, so much.
That's weird.
Alright.
Dwarves don't dream, so they're not connected to the Fade.
Yeah.
And then I wonder how come they're not tranquil or anything. Maybe it's just different.
What qualifies you to be an Arcanist?
I took the title because I'm a magical researcher, philosopher, and master of practical application. And I like it. I can't actually do magic because I'm a dwarf, but that also means no risk of possession. Safer than a mage. It means that every skill I have, I've learned through reason and understanding. Coming from the Smithcast, I know the value of mastering a craft. Did you know dwarves invented enchanting? Probably.
So I took that to mean, like, they don't dream at night, not like they don't have dreams.
No, I mean, because when you make a mage tranquil, that means that you make it so you cut their connection to the face so they don't dream, like sleep dream.
Yeah.
And she said, well, dwarves don't dream. So I thought if anybody was disconnected from their dreams, they all became like,
Yeah, but
that she's proving me wrong.
But when they're tranquil, that also means that they have no desires.
But I thought their desires were like connected through their connection to the fate. That's why I get confused. So maybe there's like more than that. I don't know.
What is it you do, exactly?
I was born to the forge. That's literal in the Smithcast. So the hammer and tongue, that's like a heartbeat. But you've a man for that already, and a good one. I'm here because of my passion for magic. Magical study, magical theory, magical enchantment, and through it, the manipulation of masterworks. I studied it all with an objective eye. No secrets, no fears. That lets me apply principles like no other. Maybe one other, but I don't have that wonky of a mind, so I still kinda win.
What's the story with enchanting?
Lyrium is the heart. In certain rational patterns, it beats like something alive. That's how I see it. So, a mage can make your weapons do things, but with the right runes, the right rarities, your toys become wonders. It's the one thing mages can't do. Drives them mad. Literally. Dwarves are resistant, so it doesn't affect us. Mostly.
You have the ability to make exceptional weapons and armor. Masterworks?
There's an art to the forge, as well as enchanting. You need an ear for it. And hands. Eyes, too. Nothing bad to say about Herod on that front. He's wonderful. But there's this little more needed. With the right bits, an edge can be more than an edge. Armor can do more than protect. A hue can be just a bit brighter. In short, smithing can be more. In short.
Another time, Dagna.
Of course. Bring me what you want made, and I'll make sure it goes just right.
The Slow Arrow. The god Fen'Harel was asked by a village to kill a great beast. He came to the beast at dawn and saw its strength and knew it would slay him if he fought it. So instead, he shot an arrow up into the sky. The villagers asked Fen'Harel how he would save them, and he said to them, "When did I say that I would save you?" And he left, and the great beast came into the village that night and killed the warriors, and the women, and the elders. It came to the children and opened its great maw, but then the arrow that Fen'Harel had loosened fell from the sky into the great beast's mouth and killed it. The children of the village wept for their parents and elders, but still they made an offering to Fen'Harel of thanks, for he had done what the villagers had asked. For he had killed the beast with his cunning, and a slow arrow that the beast never noticed.